You know, all morning long here at Montel across America at airamerica.com, we've been talking about the race issue. As a matter of fact, we were joined by some of the top authorities on the issue in the country, from Dr. Boyce Watkins, who is the author of the book, What If George Bush Were Black Man? Also Professor Angela Davis, who is professor of law at the American University in Washington, D.C. Noel Leader, who is a co-founder of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement Who Care. Kenneth Skelton, who is a race relations expert and author of the book, Why They Just Can't Get Over It. And then also Dr. Dan Collins, who's the author of The Trauma Zone, talking about this whole issue of race in America and talking about it specifically where it applies to Professor Gates, Sergeant Crowley, and the President of the United States. And as we talked about this, and we got callers from all over the country, something really set into me, and I said, look, the President of the United States is getting ready to hold what he's calling his little summit between Professor Gates and Sergeant Crowley at the White House. Well, why don't we all stop for a second and demand that on that exact same day, the president utilize this as a learning experience for all of us and a healing experience for all of us? And why don't we call for a national take a friend out for a beer or coffee? While the president, Crowley, and Gates are meeting in the White House, we should all be meeting in communities all across America, trying to see if we can bridge this void, see if we can lower some of the heat in this discussion and find some common ground. Remember what I said on the Montel across America. It's like a beach ball, folks. Just like right now, if we're standing here looking at each other, and I was holding a beach ball between the two of us, a beach ball has 3 colors and white, 6 panels. If I were looking at my panel might be white, yellow, and white. Your panel, looking at it from your side, might be red, white, blue. Then white, yellow, white, red, white, blue. If I turn that panel just one little tweak, I start to see blue, white, yellow. And you would then see white, red, white. So therefore, I have an opportunity to say to myself that when you were standing there arguing with me and saying, no, my side is right and your side's right, just tweak it a little bit and get a chance to see somebody else's perspective, you may realize that, yes, the other person is right and I'm right, but now let's try to figure out a way that we understand each other. That's what it's all about. So I'm calling for, at the same time that the president has his beer, why don't we all sit down and have a beer?